Oh my god. I'm frozen. But it... It's so beautiful. My lips are totally numb now, so I might sound silly. Do other photographers do this thing where it's so incredibly beautiful you want to just collapse, and you're thinking it's the last time you'll ever see something so beautiful, so you have to take photos and videos and just stare at it for as long as you can. Like, I get kind of over dramatic like that, I think, but I guess you never know. I hope this feeling stays with me for a really long time. It's time to go home.
You putting yourself out there for my wife, I truly do.
So as you have seen, it's been quite snowy here, and actually pretty darn cold. I guess this area doesn't typically get this much snow, but I was really excited, and I mean, I have so many photos and videos now to inspire me for many years to come. So some things that I've been up to are finishing off a couple commissions and shipping those out, which proves to be quite a task when I have to unbury my car or walk to the post office with lots of items. And I have to admit that watching this footage right now is creating some very uneasy feelings in me, because this was the day, the infamous day, where I fell through some frozen ice in the forest. So after some errands, I was out walking in the forest and capturing reference of light moving through the trees, which is something I like to paint a lot. And it was actually negative 13°C when I was out, so I was quite cold, but the light is so beautiful when it's that cold. And I guess I just got carried away. I was in a new area of the forest and I was walking around with my camera and I was about to launch my drone actually. And all of a sudden, I was falling into ice water. Later that day, I tried to tell my story, but I was just too overwhelmed. I fell into a frozen pond in the forest alone. So I had just dropped off a bunch of packages at the post office and it was sunny and it had just snowed, so it was gorgeous in the forest, and I really wanted to capture some video both in the forest and up above with my drone. So I decided to just drive down the road to the forest and got all my equipment out, put my drone in my pocket. My phone attaches to my drone controller, so I had that in one hand, and I had my Sony ZV-1 camera on a tiny little gorilla tripod in my right hand. So both hands were full and I was walking through the forest and it was gorgeous and amazing, and I was about to set up and suddenly I was going down. Like I just was sinking. And within a second, I realized I was falling into a frozen pond. The ice had broken below my feet. The whole thing was hidden. I didn't know there was a pond below me. I had never been in that part of the forest, and because there was so much snow, you just couldn't see what anything was. It was such a stupid mistake to think that I could just walk wherever I wanted to. I was just so inspired and excited about the light in the forest. And it wasn't just a step down into some water. I literally sank up to my belly button in water, immediately freezing. Like it took my breath away. And within a split second, I realized, meow. My phone and the drone controller was completely submerged. Both of my hands, including the equipment I was holding, had gone underwater. That terrified me. Like that, I know I should have been thinking about myself in that moment, but all I could think about was my equipment. I lifted out the Sony ZV-1 on the tripod and it was just like dripping water. I lifted out the drone controller with the phone attached to it, only to realize the phone wasn't there. So the phone had fallen into the water. So I put everything in one hand and I reached down and was like fishing around, and I was up to here now in water. And I was like, meow. Okay, luckily my phone is rated for being underwater for a little while. And my drone was still in my pocket, which had gone underwater a little bit, but my coat is a wool coat and it kind of like protected it a little more than the other equipment. But the controller, the phone, my ZV-1 camera, completely soaked. I had everything in my arms and I was like scrambling to get out. I had to like kind of claw my way out with one hand, and my trousers, my shoes, my coat was starting to get like soaked, and all of that heavy material was like weighing me down. It was horrible though because my trousers were soaked and really heavy, so when I was like running back to my car in the snow, they kept falling down because they were just like heavy with water. My equipment was in one hand and my other hand was on my trousers holding them up as I was running out of the forest. When I first broke through the ice, my leg hit against the ice that was still solid, so my upper thigh, I thought I had either like broken or sprained my leg at that point because it was so painful. Now it is just a massive painful bruise, so it's fine, I guess. But I was so scared about my equipment and I just knew I needed to dry it out, put it in rice, just like take care of it. The drone barely had any water on it, so I'm hoping it'll be okay. And then the controller had tons of water on it and kind of in some of the little spots, so I shook it out, I dried it off with a super absorbent cloth. But the thing I'm really scared about is the Sony ZV-1. Immediately dried it off as best as I could. I opened all the little compartments and I dried it out with a little Q-tip or a cotton bud thingy. And then I put it in rice and sealed it in a bag, and now it's sitting in a sealed bag full of rice by the heater, which I will leave for, I don't know, days, many days. And I'm still like shaking because what if it had been a deep pond and I had been completely submerged? You're being so loud, I'm trying to record. I just feel so stupid for walking through the forest. Like I owned it. Like It's not gonna leak, is it? I'll just leave it. It's actually kind of nice that it's like soft right now.
Well, that's why I didn't compact
And like
it.
mold it to my leg. It's been 24 hours, and since the drone didn't get that wet, I wasn't worried about this part. I was really worried about the controller. So I'm gonna attempt to turn it on now. It's been drying by the heater. I don't see anything wrong with it on the outside. We're just gonna hope that it turns on. Moment of truth. Yes! Oh my god. Oh, okay. And drone. Yep, works. Okay, let's test it out. Like, it's working. So as I edit this video, I am 43 days into my 100-day challenge, where I paint with gouache every day for 100 days in a row. Some things that I've learned by doing this is that it really does make a difference if you paint every day, because it's like you're working little by little and you don't leave enough time between sessions to forget some of the things or for your muscle memory to kind of fade. So each day I feel myself progressing and I get a little more bold and brave in my choices, and it's been an amazing experience so far. It is a lot of work and a lot of pressure, but I think that's what makes it successful. So I'll keep you guys updated on that, and I'm sure you'll see some of that sprinkled into my other videos as well. But to wrap up this video, I'm going to take you into the forest and share some amazing news. We're having our anniversary walk in the forest.
A forest.
A forest.
Not our forest.
No, it's a forest. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But we just wanted a little adventure away from our area, so we drove like 5 minutes down the road. Nothing fancy. I love spending time in the forest with you.
Me too.
It's like the best way to spend time together. One of the best ways. What was your favorite memory from our wedding?
My favorite memory. I would actually say, like the moment just before the wedding was happening, and it looked as though it was all doom and gloom and rubbish weather, and then the sun just came out. And
it was like a torrential downpour.
Yeah.
Right before the ceremony, and we're like, I guess we're gonna squeeze everyone inside.
Yeah. and then.
But then the sun came out.
The sun just came out, and we got to have our wedding out on the front. It was so
magical on the edge of the water.
Yeah. And I remember just standing there and looking at you and looking around and seeing friends and
felt
family.
Surreal, like it was too beautiful to be real.
It was amazing, yeah.
Yeah, so mine was when we went to take photos at Sligahan Falls, and it was sunny, but then all of a sudden it started raining and it was like a sun shower.
Yeah.
And we were getting soaked and we were freezing. But it was just like nothing could go wrong at that point. We were out in the wild, nature.
Done the wedding and we were
it was
just
so
getting cold.
us, because like we'll go hiking in any weather.
Yeah, just in whatever.
Maybe you have to talk.
What? Why do I have? Okay.
Because we're just walking along and I got an email from the visa place and they granted my visa. I'm just so relieved. Because it was so stressful. I fell over. I got dizzy. So
She gets to stay. I get to keep her.
stay. You get to keep me. I get to keep you. I'm so relieved. Happy anniversary. Oh my god.